Greetings, Earthlings. How do you do? Welcome to the sweet house of the next top nail artist challenge 8. Please stay for the night, or maybe just a bite. I see you shiver with anticipation. I'll show you my favorite obsession. Welcome to the nail lab. I got something prepared that surely will excite you. This week's evil experiment is sponsored by the vicious mastermind corporation Gelish. They wanted to see 10 Halloween fingernails inspired by the fabulous sweet movie The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Everything is allowed as long as it's pure, evil, and oh so sweet. The colors red, white, and black all have to be in the experiment, along with one glow-in-the-dark component. I'll just hand you over to my assistant, who will walk you through the process.
Okay, so here we go. The base of the nails were all extended with some gel, and then I started to build one ring finger and one pinky with some glow-in-the-dark gel. I then did one ombre nail using black and red gel, and then the base of my stocking nail using a sheer black. They also wanted to see some nail polish in the design, so I painted both thumbs and both middle fingers white, and then 2 nails with some black gel. To get even more glow-in-the-dark components into the design, I took some glow-in-the-dark powder and mixed it together with some gel top gloss. Then I painted it over the white nails. I wanted to have some backgrounds inspired by the castle interior, so I decided to go with the checkered patterns used in Rocky's window over his bed. I used a thin striking brush to sketch out my pattern and then just filled in the squares. The glow-in-the-dark ring finger got a small black gel French border to prepare it for some bling, and the pinky got a twisted evil swirl to represent the sweet evil madness that is going on in the castle. And hey, what's a Halloween design without some skulls? I love the large grandfather clock with a skull in the hallway, so that was my inspiration, as well as Frank's love for human experiments. I basically took a ball of white acrylic, rolled it up to the shape I wanted, took a dotting tool and then just poked it in where the eyes, nose and mouth should be. And what is rock and roll without some black and red roses? So I added a couple around the skulls. Okay, I really wanted to have Frank in my design in some way, but I still wanted to take it to the next level and stay true to the Halloween theme. Because to be honest, after working as a dancer for over 10 years, Frank's face isn't that scary to me. So I wanted to combine 2 of his trademarks, his love for feather boas and of course his sweet and beautiful singing voice. That's why I decided to portray him as a fabulous singing bird. Skull form, of course. I laid out my base with some black acrylic and then started to build up the bird skull using white acrylic. Then I used my dotting tool again to poke out the eye sockets. What about Rocky, you might think? Well, of course we need to have Rocky. As Frank claims himself to have discovered the secret of life, he actually managed to bring his experiment Rocky to life. So, I decided to incorporate him as a human heart. We all need a little bit of gore in our life, and well, especially in this design, because that's what Frank would have done for sure. I did my base with some black acrylic and then built up the heart using red acrylic. I even made the arteries hollow by using the tip of my brush. Then I added some details on the sides and of course some veins on top of it. To add even more rock feeling to the design, I was inspired by the dancer's clothes and created a black hat with some white details. Of course I have to finish it off with some black and red roses. I also decided to add some roses to Frank to bind everything together. While the roses were drying, I started to create the cross using white acrylic that represents the marriage of Janet and Brad. Aww. Then I started to work on Frank's stocking nail because he loves stockings. And then I added some more roses using acrylic. Time to make Frank, Rocky and the others come to life. Here I'm going in with some acrylic paint to add shadows and highlights. Time for some serious bedazzling and bling bling. Frank is all about the glam, so I pimped up all the nails with black Swarovskis, silver crystals and small silver beads. The rose pinky and the stocking nail also got a gear wheel to add more elements of the grandfather clock. The last thing to do was to add some matte top gloss and bam! Here's my sweet Rocky Horror Halloween set. You can vote for this set, the links are all listed below. Happy Halloween! Hej då!